Everyone for her Kento TV, Miss Winnie them say, and no face the winning book into TV so Mesos or best as Kawame. Now watch out to other platform mama comment or comment section and say more if you say Ubebo notification ben so man same be the block into TV no. Knowing your BAT, knowing when you're coso a woman gun and somebody there are you free into your sin say a year and PC be with suit some. Yet a swagina a year good board once and so much as say a coso a woman gun and when there a better just says a medium fear boca a will go to know when somebody did baby. And ye name my york at the chief FIFA, and ya dear child saying now, no, you say, and ya dear just obey ja a yes, a medium fee, a cheap da, a war, a good board, and no instance, so much as a cost on ya day. Ye name say you for be a benye beer or good board, nay, okay, the chief FIFA, and a chess or day, a bet to jump. Nah, no, and a chess of the chief FIFA, air catcher, yes, a medium fee said. Onrankasa baby otinankasa no okete FIFA no onya info si onrankasa na oyesi o ewo good board ho no ntino no de onto no bo ase afianse obenya no ho adaje na chese wapro nsam no egu ho ama no na okete FIFA say eye samije mfi baby ogina no e troma ne pa ntino onye steady ewo nyoma bi wo na ebisiafo nsam ne de bebre na na eye okete FIFA e kanya mensa wadaje no kame ho na menu miennuane yenkwaje nsam no nchemu ye ankasa yewia ne ewo bia no so yebesan so aba abedu ho nkomo.
Does he allow them so by turning them into a purchasing agent of the republic? No. The law is loud, the law is clear, and the law is binding. Already section 3 as section 3 is stating the core function of gold board, which is non-delegable. Because man fabro farm a client can't you think you know the law more than I do? Section 3.2 says automatically, also gold board has the sole authority to purchase and sell gold from miners other than any large scale mining. Very clear, very unambiguous. It's a sole authority. It means an exclusive jurisdiction. It means non-transferable jurisdiction. It's a gold board into me appointing any private company say on Concoto. Almost a section 26-27. It is a material quafifa, near Santiago, na Yesiria Mwase. Men na metonwa, ewo honjina, ubia ni tumisu otonwa. Ubia ni tumisu otonwa. It is the idea of license, and they say, and I'm saying, men no metonwa, and mean to me, unko ye, a dear friend say, unko one by myself, unti. Yes, any hair, you coffee or say, can I met me as a someone be able, no problem. What was this a biba, better? The difference between Okwasi Sebiba and Meto, which is licensing, and the entire license under section 26 and 27, is for regulatory purposes, regulatory function. It does not automatically transcend into a physical and also a financial function. It is a coffee sense or Kwakoshibidia Bremia. I mean, the only reason TML license is the modalities within which you operate is and one hour of Fabano. Someone essay yet in essay it's a licensing professor by other regulatory or more activities within the space. At the very moment I may name bottom Sicadia smoke of yours as a coffee, a young one it creates what we call a principal and agent relationship for which liability will lie in the event that there is any encumbrances. And I sit there and I make a coherent argument to this effect, and you tell me until the air question I say. It is so that me license will be. Who can fish a biba metal? Who can you be metal now? Who can also be a yakron for you? See how a quamwa and family because man for Missy Camel. But the very moment I may take a state in this Kabia will be said, when a contemporary, if there is any encumbrances, liability will lie on the state. Was meant to Yasi. Won't you say again to Yasi? When the law wanted to fund any activity within the Gold Board Act, Section 31E was very clear on who gets funding. It says that it shall provide funding for small scale miners in the form of equipment. The act is very direct. It supports miners, not aggregators, not middlemen, not politically selected companies. So nobody should come and sit here and say we do not understand it because as section 26 and 27 says license. Or no Sammy Jamfina so there is no license in this country and Makwaima will get the benefit of aggregators because the law did not contemplate funding of aggregators. It is the creation of Sammy Jamfina and the Gold Board, which is an illegality, which is a crime being perpetrated on the people. Section 25(2) talks about funding for minors, not you can't say. And you tell me, so until the year can I say? What kind of arrogance of power is this? Because we do not go around behaving like bourgeois class, some disappointed Europeans who speak all the big English in tea. Maybe say what nonsense I remember the that it was very clear on who is a beneficiary. Minus. It does not need any interpretation. Funds are supposed to, if in the contemplation of the framers of the act, they wanted to fund aggregators, they would have been very direct and very clear underfunded. When Gold Board gives our money to an aggregator before the gold is delivered, that is not support, that is not policy, that is illegality. That is some say yempese yebeye samo mo de brofoni ade ni hwehwe amanfo na asdo asamu ni made ane hwamai. Lord man kwa go sua say me lawyer. That is not the purpose for me entering into law school. Yente Samijafi, yente no.
Eligibility criteria for the aggregator license in 2025. That is why Bauer Rock is the only person as at now to have been licensed as an aggregator of the Gold Board. But that license application and approval process that the board of Gold Board, the governing board of Gold Board does, not Sammy Jamfina CEO. Sammy Jamfina CEO and management only recommends. The board grants approval for aggregator license. That process is an ongoing process. It has not terminated. So today we can have one aggregator. Tomorrow we may have zero because we can even revoke his license or suspend his license. Tomorrow we can have 10 because 10 people can meet our eligibility criteria. So people say, Bawa is the only one buying gold. They don't understand. They lack information. We have 900 licensed buyers, all of whom buy gold. Then they say, why is he only the aggregator? He's the only aggregator because he's the only one who has met the eligibility criteria. Let me tell you something. When we say an aggregator, what do people understand by that? There is nothing, there is no license in Ghana that enjoys the benefits of an aggregator license. That is why Bauer is the only person as of now.
There is no license in this country that enjoys the benefit of an aggregator license. So NPA license will be and NPA and the finance many panel. How does licensing automatically transcend into financing? The only reason it is so under Gold Board is because it is a creation of Sammy Jamfina and the Gold Board, which is an illegality. I'm making argument to where to where. Before I make the argument, I have looked at comprehensively what the law says. If within the ambit of the law wanted to sort of fund you, within the purview of the law, if the law wanted to fund aggregators, the law would have been very direct. Some of them go for create system or no magic and you say Mabeka said, yeah, Gold Board no yes, Gold Board doesn't send anybody to or license, so wow, now everybody am at all. Just so the young fire is come out. It won't be true. Because licensing is just a regulatory function and your finance and your pay. Some of them feel much and bra with Jina so this come out a year will be for so go to Adiamre. In the event of class, who will be co-contractor? And Brano was very clear, so who will be co-contractor? So any panel publish it, and yet the requirements in the Gazette. Where is the Gazette? Where are they published? Where published terms within the law? The way Section 27(2). It tells you where is it? Where is the legal basis for giving state money to your aggregators? Does it exist? You have some question where you ask the question of Bank of Ghana and the Gold Board no say. Amemo kan kaya mu bo no na mementi ase na wana ti ase. Amemo no amubu amemo kan kan because me bana me bedi nkomo a me nkeke kaburo fonti. Was momo trim amemo no ase cheme. Amemo be na mo ti ase. I chose to go down to the level of the people by using the analogy of a Goro boy. Because that is what social life for the TS here. Even if you God wanted to enter into any such agreement, Section 42 says that for transparency's sake, you must publish the agreement to the Ghanaian people. As it stands in the agreement, no way. Whatever work agreement in the way. We are so because Sammy dem fi ba eye show so a ye kokko ye research near the ama Sammy dem fi. Na Sammy dem fi abetra no he is the communications officer of the NBC. Or ba show so a they pull out all manner of resources and research bia near the ama no. No abetra no awatre. Or ratu ye so and Sammy dem fi abe to otenioma se e check at the Chief River. And never been on just say. And you're my bad, what's just.